Hello and good morning, Sudoku friends. Welcome to the July 27, 2023 edition of the New York Times Hard Sudoku Puzzle. I see a 1 and 8 here and a 1 and 8 here. That makes these squares a 1 and an 8, doesn't it? And because of this 2 blocking here, one of these is going to be a 2. We also have a 2 blocking over here and here. We also need a 9 and a 3 for these squares here. This is a 3 or a 4 because we need a 3, 4, 5, 6 for these empty squares, and there's a 5 and a 6 up here. We got 3 here. At the moment I'm just familiarizing myself with the puzzle. Makes it a little easier later on to remember where stuff goes. 6 must go here, because the 6 blocks all of these squares. And we got 6s here, and 5s here and here. I think that is about it for the first overview. This is 7 blocks over, this 7 blocks down. Here's a 7. 2, 3, 4, 9 here. There's a 2, 4, and a 9, all looking at this square. Therefore, it must be a 3. We know that we needed a 3 for one of these 3 squares. This 3 blocks here, this 3 blocks here. Therefore, this is a 3. This is 2 blocks here, therefore this is a 9, and this is a 2. Here now a 4 and a 2. 2 blocks across, here's a 4, here's a 2. So now we got a 2 down here somewhere. And here a 7, 6, and a 9. 4, 5, 8, 9 across here, 5, 8 here. This is a 4, 4 and 9. We have a little restriction here. We cannot have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can have a 6 or an 8. We need a 1, 2, 4, 8, and a 9 across here. There's a 1, 2, 8, and a 9 blocking this square. Therefore, it must be a 4. And this 2 blocks here, this 2 blocks here, this 2 blocks here. So a 2 is forced to go in this square and therefore in this square. Now an 8, 1, and a 9 for these squares. And we can't do much about that yet. Here a 3, 6, and a 5. We got a 5 blocking here and a 5 blocking here. So 5 is forced to go in this position. Now we have a 5 here or here. And here, of course, a 3 and a 6. We also seem to have a 3 and a 6 here because there's a 3 and a 6 here and a 3 and a 6 here. So the only 2 squares that can be 6s and 3s are these 2 in row 3. Therefore, these must be a 5, 8, and a 9. So 3, 6 here. These therefore must be a 1, 8, 5, and 7. So this is a 1, 7. That much we know because there's already a 5 and an 8 blocking this square. These 2 squares are pretty restricted. Earlier, I think we figured out that this has to be a 6 or an 8. If we look at this square, it is restricted by the exact same digits, namely a 1, 2, 5, 4, 9, and a 7. So it must be a 6 or an 8. So we got 6 and 8 here. And what does that do for the 8s in row 3? That means we can have an 8 here and we can have an 8 here. And since this is 6 blocks down, a virtual 6 here blocks down. This is a 6. Now we can place a 1 here because this 1 blocks here and this 1 blocks here and here. So here's a 1. Across here, we are now looking for 6, 7, and a 5. We have a 1 blocking down and up and across and across. So a 1 must go here. More 1s are needed. Yes, a 1 blocks across here and down. A 1 therefore goes here. And we need one more 1 for, yes, a 1 goes here or here and here or here. So these are now 5, 7, 9. And since the 9 blocks across and down, this is a 9. We now have 5, 7 here and here. And a 9 must go down here somewhere. Here, a 3, 4, and a 7. We got a 7 and a 3 blocking here. Therefore, this must be a 4. Now we have got 4 and 6s down here, because we got 4 and 6 blocking these two squares. So 4 and 6 here. Therefore, a 6 up here. And these 3 squares must be a 9, 7, and a 5. We also have this 7 blocking down, so since these are 4 and 6, this must be a 7, and the last number that goes in here must be a 3. So everything seems to be lined up now, more or less. We know that these were 3 and 6, so now with this 3 found, 6 must go here and the 3 here. We know that these are 4 and 6. With this 6 found, this is now a 4 and this is a 6. We got this 4 blocking up, this blocking down, this blocking over. Here's a 4. Now we got 4 here or here. And that means, well, what does it mean? Doesn't really mean anything because we also have 4s here or here. But let's have another look across here. We have 4 givens and these were 6 and 8. Remember, that means that these are 5 and 7. But back to this row here. The 7 must go in one of these squares and a 4 must go in one of these squares because we got 4 here and 7 here, 4 here and 7 here. So 4 and a 7 here. Now we only have to deal with 2 more squares and they have to be a 3, 6 and a 2. We know that this is a 3, 6, therefore it can't be a 2, besides the 2 is blocking down. And we know that there's a 3 and a 6 blocking this square, so quite obviously this is a 2, and that gives us a 2 here. So now we got a 3, 6 here, and a 3, 6 here, and a 3, 6 here. And that means that this square must be a 3 because we got 3's covered across this row here, and these are 8 and 6. So here's a 3. By the way, I did go out yesterday. I had a blast on my motorcycle. Just thought I would mention that because it was raining yesterday, at times pretty hard, but I managed to find 2 hours of dry weather. It's been a while since I was out alone on the bike, and it was quite invigorating. Back to the puzzle though, 3 blocks down and up and across. Here's a 3, and therefore this is a 6. Now this is an 8, and this is a 6. 8, 5, and 9 for these squares. This, of course, must be a 9, so these are 8 and 5. Therefore, these are 9 and 3. 3 blocks here, therefore the 9 goes here and the 3 here. These now must be a 6 and a 7. The 6 forces a 7 to go here, and the 6 goes here. That gives me, by the way, a 7 here and a 5 here. And a 5 now must go here or here, and a 7 must go here, while here is a 4. That gives us this 4 here. And here we're looking for an 8 and a 5. Here we need a 5 and a 9. The 9, of course, forces a 5 here and a 9 here. This square, we shouldn't forget, it must be a 6. Still an 8 and a 1 here. I wonder when that is going to be resolved. 1, 8, 9 here. 1 and 9 here. And since this 9 blocks across, we can enter a 1 here and a 9 here. That gives us a 1 here and an 8 here. This 8 blocks across, therefore an 8 goes here and up here. That gives us this 8 and this 5. And a 5 here, of course, and a 9 here. The last two squares must be a 5 and a 7. The 7 forces a 5 here and a 7 here. That's it for today. Thank you for watching and bye for now.